US.84. This state standard says that you need to be able to analyze the different points of view that reflect the rise of social activism and the growth of counterculture, including Generation Gap, hippies, and Woodstock. First thing we have to look at when we talk about this state standard, US 84, is you have to understand what counterculture is. What counterculture is um, this new societal thing that develops during this time period, and it's going to be a fight back against popular culture. The group that makes counterculture, or the generation that makes it, is the baby boomers. All right, the baby boomers were the generation that was born after World War II, and about this time period for counterculture is when the baby boomers are becoming teenagers. And this generation is going to really change the way things work. Okay, they're going to look at things differently. Over here on the right with some of these pictures, you can kind of see some great examples of this counterculture movement. They had different slogans. This first one right here, "Make love, not war," is a great example of this counterculture movement. Okay, it's about peace. It's about getting along. It's about peaceful coexistence rather than war. And the war they're talking about here is the war in Vietnam. Another great example down here is this button right here, "Don't trust anyone over 30." And this just shows, the youth in this movement, the distrust of the older generation. We're this young generation. We know what's going on. Why should we have to listen to, our parents or, anyone that's older than us? And these other two pictures are still great examples of them, okay? Down here you got this girl, looks like she's at a music festival, possibly Woodstock, who's giving the peace symbol, and then this girl up here who's protesting the Vietnam War, and she's offering these military police who are trying to keep the protest peaceful. She's offering them a flower, which just kind of is this stark contrast between military on one side and then this teenager over here who's trying to sow peace. And the other thing about the counterculture is, they're going to do everything they can to be opposite of what's expected of them. So counterculture, they're opposite of what's expected. And what we mean by that is, if regular culture says that guys are supposed to have short hair, counterculture is going to have long hair. If regular culture says drugs are bad, counterculture is going to say we're going to experiment with drugs. And that sums up a lot of this counterculture. So real quick, we're going to just add, they had 6 key areas where they had new attitudes about. So we're just going to kind of list these 6 areas. The first one we kind of already mentioned was drugs. All right, a lot of counterculture is going to be experimenting with drugs, marijuana, LSD, other things that you see during the 1970s. The other spot where they had different attitudes is going to be with sex. All right, sex is viewed much differently. It's much more casual. It's much more accepted than it had been with older generations. The other thing that you're going to see with this generation, it's called communal lifestyles. And what that means like groups of people living together kind of in harmony, kind of on their own, a self-sustaining community that shares everything, okay? And then that's going to start to rise during this time period. Other areas that they're going to be different is in food. And food, you really want to look at counterculture. One of the biggest things counterculture did for America is change our food. Healthy food options, foods with wheat, whole grain, that kind of stuff really got started with the counterculture that we have so much today. The other two is fashion is going to be a huge difference for counterculture. All right, bell-bottom jeans, long hair, beads, tie-dye. I mean, we would consider them hippies is what we would label them today, but that's where it started. And then the last area that is a huge, huge change for counterculture is in music. And we're going to talk about the music here with Woodstock here in just a second. The defining moment for this counterculture movement is going to happen at what's called Woodstock. And you might have heard of Woodstock before. Woodstock is going to be this massive outdoor concert. It's really the first concert of its time. So we're just going to put down that it's this huge outdoor concert. And one thing we got to mention quickly before we talk about some more of the details of Woodstock is this term hippies. Hippies is this term that develops, kind of to describe this counterculture movement. And some of the things, like we mentioned on the last slide, that we would say define hippies today is the way they dress. The bell-bottom jeans, the long hair, the headbands, um, any kind of that stuff that we would consider hippie is just kind of a term that's used to describe this counterculture generation. But back to Woodstock. So Woodstock is this huge concert. It's going to happen in Bethel, New York. Now, what's really cool about this concert is initially it wasn't really planned to be that big. It was supposed to be about 50,000 people that were going to show up. Well, if you look at this picture over here on the right, and I'm going to show you some more pictures here in just a second, obviously a lot more people than what they had expected are going to show up. In total, it's estimated that about 500,000 people showed up for this concert, which is just insane. You're planning for 50 and 500,000 show up. And the thing that was cool about Woodstock is so many people showed up. Originally they had sold tickets to come to Woodstock. So many people showed up that they literally couldn't enforce the tickets. So they turned it into this free concert. They tore down the gates, and anybody who wanted to could come to Woodstock. And it's just going to be kind of a defining moment for this generation. And the reason it's such a defining moment is there's so many people in one place. And this hippie movement, counterculture movement, is about existing peacefully together, and Woodstock is kind of their defining moment that shows you can do that. The other big thing about Woodstock is obviously, other than the crowd, are the acts that performed. And some of the famous acts that we're going to discuss, one of the most famous ones is Jimi Hendrix. All right, Jimi Hendrix, famous guitarist, performs at Woodstock. His rendition of the Star Spangled Banner at Woodstock is probably the most famous musical recording that comes out of it. There were a lot of other bands that played. Some of the bands that played, Creedence Clearwater Revival was one of the bands that played. Just a bunch of just really, really famous acts that are going to perform here. And the other thing about Woodstock that we got to touch on real quick is, a lot of people say Woodstock was a protest against the Vietnam War, which there might have been people there that agreed that we shouldn't be in the Vietnam War, but Woodstock itself was not a protest. Okay, Woodstock was more of a concert, everybody hanging out, listening to music, and everything else that defined this movement. Not so much of a concert. So what you have here, just I had to put this picture in here so you guys could see it. It's crazy. This is the crowd at Woodstock, and it's just insanely cool the way this worked out. So this whole concert was held on this farm just in the middle of Bethel, New York. And where they did is they put the stage, which is down here. All right, they put it kind of at the bottom of this huge hill. And so up here, you've got everybody else that's sitting in this area up here, all these massive amounts of people up here. And it kind of forms a natural amphitheater. The sound comes out, and it's down at the bottom below you, and so it has amazing sound. But you can just see just how massive this thing was. It's just unbelievable how huge this concert was. And this is just another picture kind of the same thing. You can see the stage right here in the middle, and just the massive amounts of people that are there. You can see too back here at the back, right here, this is kind of the area that was built for like food, bathrooms, that kind of stuff. And if you look at the amount of people that are up here, right, it doesn't really match up with the amount of vendors back here in the back. And the reason is, like we said, they were expecting way less people there. And so part of Woodstock is going to be, how do we feed these people? How do we provide medical care? How do we police this whole thing? And it was just this crazy event, a concert like it that you probably are not going to see again in our lifetime.